contract, probably over $15 million in contract value. That's to be determined because it's on a task order type basis. But that's for highway and rail engineering advice services that they can do there. Also in Malaysia, advisory consulting services for refurbishment of their Ampang line. That's another $4 million worth of contract backlog. And then petroleum development of Oman site supervision for their employee housing development. So they're all over the world in some really cool places that we've been in as well, but we need to really leverage and continue to integrate and have 2 and 2 equal 5 and 6 together with our Halco colleagues. And so those are some pretty exciting contract awards. And so again, most of those are really not in the backlog numbers that Mike Lucky showed you. So if you put that in there, yeah, we've had a little bit of a trough here, but I'm excited because this new business awards are really the levers that we can use to influence our results. It's up to us to deliver on these projects, and then we can make the year what we want to make of it.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. And Mike, I hope you see from the summary, again, the elephant in the room is the stock price going down. We're not used to that. That's a new one. We've been doing such a fine job over the last 5-6 years of getting the stock up every year, and that's our plan to do it again this year. And I hope you can see from the numbers how kind of sensitive it is. It's when you're off by 100 million out of 1 point, you'd say, why is that? Why does that? That doesn't seem like much. It wasn't like we didn't bring any revenue in. 1.4 billion is more than we brought in the previous year, but then it translates to gross margin and EBBT, or the business group, the company profit, if you will, and then it affects the stock price. So that's why the fundamentals are good. Our brand is sort of incredible out there. On the outside world, they think we're rocking and rolling. The resumes are coming in from all of our scoundrel competitors, and we're going to pick up some of their good people because they saw the light. So they're bright coming at us. Nobody wants to compete with us when we're on the short list. People get nervous. We're pretty darn tough under the boards, and now we're tougher under the boards geographically. We're doing really good things. And you saw that backlog number. That's not trivial. We'll talk about that every quarter. We'll keep an eye on it. And when it's going up, that's good. And that's stuff that we will get to work off of as a team going forward. We're in a net hiring position. There's always people leaving, and there's always people coming, so we're net hiring. We actually like to kind of control that, interestingly enough. It's exciting when we're in the hiring mode, but we'd like to control it so that if there's ever a downturn again, we're working a little tighter, and we don't have to adjust so much. How you control that is really contingency hires, so it's not full permanent employees, maybe 20%. Some rule of thumb like that, which I think the business groups are doing a good job at. And the other thing you do is you share work between the business groups, and we've got to get better at that. We're okay, but we got to get better. So when one's a little slow, if you could share, that would help us so we don't have to actually hire as much, even though it's fun to hire. So I hope you got a little bit of explanation on the numbers and kind of get a feel for where we are, and we're actually going forward in the future. I'm really excited about it. We've got a lot of work to do. Hope you have the energy to pull it off this year. I think it'll be fun. We'll take some questions. Priya, you got any?
I'm going to start off with some of the reasons you all mentioned on why we did not have a good quarter. Project performance, Halco integration, and overhead increase. Those were the 3 that were listed in the CEO summary report also. Can you all provide some more details around them?
I think we hit it pretty good. You're right, the overhead, we have let it grow a little bit from year to year. Halco's overhead added to that. We're working on Gro's overhead and our overhead, so we got room to go. And we talked about the project performance. I mean, when you lose $20 million on a few projects, that's a tough nut to cover. So we just got to reduce those errors. And don't forget the sales effectiveness. That 1.5 billion of revenue might have been there if we'd done a little bit better job in sales in 2011 and 2010, and probably even the first quarter of 2012. So, anything to add to a question?
I think you did it all very well, Lee. I think Clearly, we're going to be focusing on TCICs, our overheads for the year, making sure we don't let the revenue growth exceed our overhead costs. And I think that'll be a key focus for the next 3 quarters.
And we found we can do it. I mean, we tried to get after about $20 million of overhead. We cut $11 million out of spend in 1 quarter, or the first quarter. So we're capable of doing it. So that, to me, tells me it's there. So I didn't hear that many grunts and groans, and we got it done. So I think it's there. We just got to just keep the overhead tight. It's our money, and it produces more gross margin, more profit, and then stock goes up. It's a pretty simple formula.
Another question on stock price. To recoup the recent stock price drop in a single quarter, did we make a plan for that quarter?
Well, we could recruit the price and do better than that if we make plan for the year.
Another question related to accounting and stock price. Did accounting rules dictate that we recognize the loss in the first quarter rather than accrue it over the year?
Yes. Basically, under accounting rules, once you have a known loss, you have to record the full amount of the loss. And I know we spent a lot of time looking at several projects and looking at recovery plans, and what will we do on those projects.
And can we expect any more write-offs related to these projects?
Hopefully not. I think there's some great plans in place to deliver these projects at the current estimates.
Switching gears towards operations a little bit, could you provide an update on Fed, non-Fed, and what the plans are for the rest of the year?